Welcome to Positive Waves. My name is Matthew Collinson.
Joseph Somma.
Today we wanted to talk about the feeling of going inside of yourself, to think about things, to be inside of yourself, and how to do that, and what you can do while you're being in that state of mind. Because in life, I feel there's a lot of trends. So one of those trends is we have high energy and we have low energy. And the funny part about that is it seems to be following stuff like the moon cycles. And if the moon can affect the ocean, it can obviously affect our small bodies compared to that. So that's just a science-based way of looking at the trends on why we feel the way we do sometimes. The funny part is once you start recognizing those, you can decide in a more powerful way how you want to use that to advance in your life, whatever that means to you, because we all have different visions and dreams and goals. What do you think about that one, Joe?
Yeah, I fully agree. The moon cycle definitely does help us live that roller coaster of emotions. And like I was telling you before the call, there's times where I don't realize it. I don't feel that pull, but there's times like today where you just open a simple little email and it just it hits you. And yeah, those frustrations set in, those worries or woes or whatever start to hit you. And sometimes you can sit back and realize that this isn't how it has to be. You don't have to allow these energetic pulls to control your entire day. You don't have to live in those frustrating places, those dark emotions. And I mean, I think it's kind of hilarious how literally all of this happened just before the call started. So I guess we could talk about this a little bit. But yeah, as I was telling you, I got an email and it literally kicked me in my ass. It hurt. I got pretty frustrated. I'm, what the F is going on here type situation. Just, knowing I'm always asking the right questions and reaching for the right info and working with the right people. But there are times where things slip through the cracks. Not everything gets found, finished, completed, whatever. And that's just what I'm dealing with. Some stuff of my son's did not get completed, and he is not doing too well. And here we are, like, was today, Tuesday? So he's got 3 days of school left. So how are we going to get these assignments done in 3 days and all of that? And
pressure's on.
So yeah, I have all of this going through my mind, all of these emotions hitting me. I mean, I did my Reiki this morning. I'm in a great mood. And then I just read that email and it floored me because, I'm always communicating with my son. What do we have for homework? What do we got to work on? Anything I can help you with? And I was there too. I was a kid. I was always that one that did not want to do homework. So I can't be mad at my son about that. I have other methods that help me know when stuff's not being done, but I realized earlier this week that I haven't seen any of those reminders in a couple months. So I dropped the ball. So I have that frustration with myself I'm dealing with too, because I should have known. I have, all of the teachers on emails. I even have some of their phone numbers if things get bad. But yeah, this creeped up and it slapped me in the face. And now I'm sitting here looking at my little list of stuff to discuss as you threw me last night the topic to talk about. And here I am thinking like, wow, if I only had a little more time to do some meditation, I can go back in, go into self. I can take that moment to just find that peace and know that this isn't happening to me. This is just how I took it, how it hit me. So, that's one of the few things that I personally do for going within. Do you like to meditate at all there, Matthew?
Yeah, I'm totally a person who loves to meditate. My wife will be sitting being busy and she's like, why do you get to meditate? I'm just kidding because she's sitting right over there, but I'm just waiting for the hand to come to the back of the head, whack. But no, meditation totally has changed my life. So I've been doing it since I was a 13-year-old kid, I guess, when I started in martial arts. And that's when I kind of got my hands on that whole concept. And it's just getting to that stillness, that feeling of nothingness, because it's letting everything go. It's letting your past go. It's letting your future go. It's just being right here, right now. And when you get to that state of being at zero, then it's like your mind will start to wander almost, which I've always been a wanderer in my mind and in physical reality. I love to wander and do things. I'm an explorer of sorts, but I'm my own experiment. So it can be fun, but it can be also like, oops. But when you get there and you're able to do that, then you can decide on the path that you want to take. And once you can decide a path, that's where creation comes into play, which is where I really have a lot of fun with dreams and stuff, is breaking that down. I think that anything can be decided on how we want to create it. Are we going to get exactly what we see? Of course not. That's not the point. It's a direction to go. And then all these things start to happen, like what you said, like opening your email, for instance, and be like, oh, man. And like all that stuff starts to happen. Now, how do you want to grow through that? And do you want to be the best example, or do you want to let the reptilian side take over? You know, and sometimes that happens to all of us. I think I have a punching bag right outside for that reason. It's like if I get super mad and I need to like release some energy, that's a healthy way to release energy. It allows me to, but it's also going inside yourself still, because you're working with your body.
Right. Yeah, you're dumping those emotions out through physical exercise, and you're doing it in a manner that's not harming anyone or anything.
Exactly.
But I'm a little jealous of you, Matthew. Like literally, you've been meditating since you were 13.
Yeah.
I started getting into it a couple of years ago, and I think, 2 years ago, I think is when I really started trying. And I tell you what, man, 30 seconds, that was it. I'm like trying to quiet the mind, trying to go into the heart space, trying to just find that peace. And I'm like, 30 seconds, that's it? Are you kidding me? Here, I thought I was, great. Like I'm 5-10 minutes or something. Like, nope, 30 seconds. So to those of you that do decide to try meditation, be gentle on yourself. Understand it takes a while to build up the ability to spend that time to find that peace. I'm 2 years deep in meditating, and when I meditate now, I'm maybe up to 5, close 8 minutes, somewhere in there. So I'm still bettering my practices with meditating, but definitely be kind on yourself. If you only can meditate for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, accept it, appreciate it, express the gratitude for it, and continue forward. Don't allow it to beat you up. Don't allow yourself to beat you up, and just know, we all have to practice to become really good. So give yourself that time to practice.
Totally agree. And the cool part is there's lots of different kinds of meditations out there. Explore. There isn't, I don't believe there's any one right way to meditate. Others will tell you differently. I think that as you grow and as you change, much like your taste buds, your body will want to be in tune with something else. So there's like guided meditations, there's just sound meditations, there's literal frequency meditations you can do to get yourself into a certain frequency. There's silent meditation, of course, can't beat that. There's walking meditation, there's nature meditation, there's the list goes on and on and on. Just experiment. Be the experiment in your life and try it out a couple times. Start slow, like Joe says, like 30 seconds. Like just quiet the mind as best you can. Let it just keep filtering out thoughts. One exercise to do that is, as a thought comes into your brain, you make it get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it dissipates. And then once that happens, you can ask yourself, what's my next thought? And that also clicks that thing to bring you back to zero. It clicks that switch, essentially. I think it's a neat process.
Yeah, and I like how you brought up the nature meditation. That's one of my favorite things. Is I live by a state park over here, and you can park at the backside of the state park. You can walk in so far, get devoured by mosquitoes. But I tell you, if you got some good spray or you got something to keep them off you, find a log to sit on and just sit there and just listen. Close your eyes and just listen to the sounds. You won't hear the thoughts. Well, you may hear the thoughts a little bit, but the sounds of nature all around you, the energies of earth, the trees and all of that, it just helps us to quiet the mind and hear those outside noises. And that, for me, brings a lot of peace and helps me move through many of the problems that I've had to go through. So yeah, I personally, I like to recommend the nature meditation. Walking meditation works too. If you're outside walking, you know, even through the neighborhood, you can still, you hear the birds chirping, you hear the kids playing, you hear, you know, your random sounds, people playing their music, you know, with the windows open. Like, you hear more than just what's in your head, and that's what's important. You have to allow yourself to go past what you hear in your head and just enjoy what your heart's feeling. I mean, I love to hear, you know, children laughing, running around, jumping on trampolines and all that. It's like one of the most peaceful things out there is a child's laughter. So definitely do what calls to you, what you feel fills your passion, and give it a good practice.
I agree. That reminds me of those mosquitoes remind me of the story from Eckhart Tolle in A New Earth when he's talking about the birds in the trees, right? There's birds in the trees on this island. And as people walk by, they go, pay attention, to bring people back to zero, essentially, so that they can continue to just enjoy the environment and be in their peaceful state, essentially. It's like the mosquitoes will be biting you, saying, pay attention, pay attention.
For sure.
That cracks me up, man. I love Eckhart Tolle. Have you read some of his?
I've heard a few quotes from him, but I haven't sat down and read anything from him yet.
Oh, you dig A Power of Now, or The Power of Now. You'd be like, yeah.
On my notebook.
And then, like I said, I just read The New Earth, and I just saw that he had another one, but I haven't picked it up yet. So I'll have to go check it out. But that's another part about going inward, is like learning about yourself and figuring out what you're going to do with yourself. Do you really want it to be a positive thing and a really heartfelt thing and a really great thing, or do you not? I mean, because that's the other choice. We have some choices in life that we play with, or that we think we play with, whether you believe in fate or not, or other such things. Whatever your beliefs are, though, we realize that if I make choice A, I'll go this way. If I make choice B, I go this way. It's like those old books that you could used to read and you could bounce the pages.
Right. Yeah, I enjoyed those stories. But yeah, definitely, we do have the choice, and we can choose what path to go. And sometimes the choice we make, it can be leading us in the same direction as the other choice, but it may be a more difficult road. There may be more hills to climb, or more things to work through. So with the thought of faith in mind, and the idea of soul contracts, and we're gonna be where we're meant to be, it's really, are we even making that choice, or was it already predestined? So there's so many ways you can think about that, but definitely go within, go into that heart space, ask yourself, does this sit right with my soul? Is this aligned with my desires and passions? If so, keep going. Don't stop, and don't let anyone tell you to stop. You know what's right for you. You just have to shut that outside chatter up and long enough to hear that message and know the choices you want to make.
Yeah, I think choice is a interesting concept. And I don't know, honestly. I don't know whether I'm making the choices I'm making or if something's influencing it. Now, we are being influenced by our environment and our previous environment. Everything we've experienced in the past adds up to right now. So what those experiences have offered you is the chance to grow through cycles. We all go through cycles, whatever those cycles are. And there's a way to escape that by going inwards. I suggest keeping a notepad by you most of the time. I think writing out these feelings, these thoughts, these things that come to you, these visions, these dreams, these goals, whatever it is that's floating through your mind, if you write it out, it gives it another feel. And there's actually a legitimate study, and I wish I could remember studies and stuff like that. I'm really bad at that stuff. But where there's the hand brain coordination, where when you're writing it, it gives it a very different energy than just feeling or reading it. Or
well, for me, it's like your visioning boards. You can think it all day, but when you bring it into the reality before your eyes, that helps like further cement it to bring it to your reality. We can dream, and I love to dream, don't get me wrong. But when I take that dream, that thought, that desire, and I write it down or write it out, that's one step closer to manifesting it, to bringing it to me, telling the universe, hey, I not only thought it, but I took the time to write it out. And like you said earlier in the call, we may not get what we want as we write it out. So we do have to allow ourselves to be open to receive in whichever way it comes, because we never know the big picture. We get to see these little blips, these little pieces, and then, after so many occurrences, you realize, holy crap, the way this, that, and everything flowed together created this beautiful, finished product. And I'm so glad I didn't back out or not do or not listen to my intuition. And recently that actually happened. I did a draw with my Rebel card deck, and that morning my cards were just sitting on my desk. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm supposed to do a call for Facebook land. So I did. I pulled the card and I read it for Facebook, and I threw it out there. But intuition was telling me, no, you're not done yet. Put those cards in your pocket. Like, why do I want to carry these cards in my pocket? Like, what the? So I was like, all right, I got to get out of my own way and start listening to my intuition more. So I said, all right, in my pocket they go. And wow, we went and did what running we had to do. And after we were done, my partner and I were like, let's go get something to eat. I told her, I was like, I want an ice cream. Let's go to Dairy Queen. So we go to Dairy Queen, the closest one, on the way home. And she was like, well, they don't have the food here. I'm like, oh, you want to go to the ones that serve the burgers? All right. So we go to another part of town, like 40-minute drive. When we get there, we can't go inside. We go through the drive-through. They don't have the burger she wanted. So it's like, do we want to eat here? Because I was already frustrated at the fact that we couldn't sit inside and eat. So we were like, no. So we went to another place. I'm like, let's go get Chinese. Nope, they were closed too. We're like, what the hell is going on, world? So as we're pulling out of the Chinese restaurant, I was like, you know what? Anita's. They had some pretty good food there last time I ate there. Like, let's go to Anita's. And she's never been there. So she's like, all right, whatever, let's go. So we get there and we walk in, we sit down, just sit wherever you want to sit. So we went and sat in the corner, out by the river and all that. And our waitress comes up and she just admires all the Darla stones, her big rose quartz and all of that. And then I realized, oh, she's got an opalite around her neck. So we started talking about stones and all that, because I wear them all the time myself. And as she walks away, it dawned on me, universe, source, intuition, whatever, slapped me upside the back of my head and says, pull a card for her. What? Even Darla, my partner, she's like, pull a card for her. And I'm like, okay, now I got it coming in stereo. So I pull out the Rebel deck, I shuffled it, I believe her name was Michelle. I put Michelle in my thoughts and like, what does Michelle need to know? And I don't remember the exact wording of the card, but it was perfect for her. It lit up her day. She got like super excited, just shocked that somebody read her cards while she was working and all that. And after all of that occurred, it dawned on me, I'm like, wow, if I would have ignored my intuition, I would not have had that deck of cards on me. I could not have been able to light that person's light up that day. And who knows what she was going through. She might have been in some rough, deep, dark, depressed place and putting a smile on for work. We don't know what others are going through unless we talk. And when I read that card for her, like, she just lit up, the energy of her changed, and it was amazing. So I'm, that was one of my most recent situations where trusting the intuition and allowing that guidance to flow and just following the heart's desire, following that inner voice. And it made the day amazing, not only for our waitress, but also for us. Because when we work with energies, it's a reflection. It helps them, but it helps us as well. So that was just an amazing day. And it was just a wonderful situation to work through.
I love that, man. That reminds me of the book called Talking with Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell, I believe. It's like you never know what stories people hold.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone has an infinite amount of them. And like even like the people you're closest to, you only know so much. You do. Like you can feel them, you can see them, you talk to them all the time, but there's still certain things you just don't know. And every once in a while, something will pop up with like my wife, for instance, and I'll be like, "Oh, I didn't even know that about you," which is rare, but it does happen, you know. And it's the stuff that we don't know that causes all those rifts with people, because they're coming at it from two different places, but you just don't know what the history on it is. So that's why I think giving grace is one of the big things with all of us as humans, and how we can send out this positive energy wave every day is by being that grateful person that just loves life, and just be graceful towards people, because people are going through hard times. That is the way it is. That is the isness of the situation. So we take these steps, we go inside, we learn about ourselves, we follow our intuition. That's a beautiful thing, by the way, that following intuition, man. I love that. I always say I'm snowboarding with the universe. Exactly. That's how I do it, is I just follow my instincts mostly. I'm a very instinctual creature, which is great. I love it. And part of that's from my martial arts background, I think, is that's the first like physical activity I totally fell in love with. And I've been in love with it since then. So that's all I do. Like I literally, like, my wife will be coming in and I'll be doing like some kind of forms things, you know, or trapping with something. And it's just because it's just a natural part of my being now. And I love it. And I don't think about it. That's how you flow.
Beautiful.
Right? It's a cool thing. So I wanted to add on to this, and I don't remember what I was going to say about it. I got 420.
That's why I love notebooks. You can turn around and jot those thoughts down.
I know, man. I got one right in front of me, but I didn't jot that one down.
Well, here, let me throw this at you too. So I know we're talking about going within, but what are your thoughts on the mirror work or the mirror exercises? Because that's, I mean, you're not necessarily going within, but you're literally standing in front of the mirror. You're looking yourself dead in the eye, and you're giving yourself whatever it is you need that day. Do you need the courage to do something? Like my first time doing a video call, I sat in for my mentor and I did breath work for her. And this was my first time hosting a call. Like, I was terrified, but I still said yes for some reason. For some reason, I didn't run away from this one. So I literally found myself 10 minutes before the call in the bathroom, looking myself dead in the eye, telling myself, you can do this. You got this. You've done this breath work for so long. You have nothing to worry about. And I literally had to be my own coach, my own inspiration, my own motivational speaker, because in my heart, I knew I could do it, but in my head, my ego was telling me, don't do it. You're going to be seen by others. You're going to be on a recording. You're going to be hosting. Like, all of these negative things kept pouring in. And as that started happening, I had to run to that bathroom and just tell myself, shut the F up, brain. I got this. I can do this. And it was so beneficial. And that first call literally shot me into where I am today, doing, I think I did like 2 or 3 more guest hostings of her breathwork class. And the next thing I know, I'm starting my group Reiki on Noble Goldman. And here I am working with you. I did a couple podcasts with you on the other podcast you were doing.
Great, yep.
Feel great. Yep. And it's those little moments where you may think it's silly or funny or, oh my God, they're all going to laugh at me. Well, who cares if they laugh at you? That's outside. Go within. Yes. Give yourself that love. Give yourself that acknowledgement. Give yourself that pep talk to lift that courage, to allow yourself to be brave enough to step into whatever that heart desire is for you.
Part of that mirror work, since that's what you were talking about. And at first I thought you meant reflection work. So I had to switch my thought process there, because then I was like Kate Byron, and then I was like, no, wait, not reflection, mirror work. That's powerful. And here's the reason why it's powerful, is because when you're looking at yourself in the eyes, like you're connecting. It's like when two people connect. It's the same exact thing, just with the mirror and yourself. You're connecting with yourself. If you're telling yourself in the mirror, I love you, I care about you, you're beautifully human, you're a great person, you're strong, you're whatever it is that you need. If you're telling yourself that on a daily basis, that's where the compound effect takes into play. Now, most people don't do that. Most people are like, oh, this is wrong with me, or that is wrong with me, or this is wrong with me. And it's just, it goes back and forth so much. And that's all you're repeating throughout the day. I was just wrote a post on my Facebook about, like, I guess the more recent material has brought it down to like 6,000, 6,300 thoughts a day. Last I heard, it was like 70,000 thoughts a day. So there's a range somewhere in there. Right. But regardless of that, 90+%, 95+% are same thoughts, repeated thoughts. That's just how you wake up.
And if those thoughts are negative, I invite you to find positive. Doesn't matter how small, how minuscule, find those positive thoughts and combat those negatives. Because that was one of the things that really helped me get out of my depressions. As I stated in the intro, I've lived in the depressed, label for 32 years. And I do still have my bouts. I do still have my bad moments, but it's literally because I stopped doing the exercises. I stopped going within. I didn't do my breath work. I didn't do my self Reiki. And if you've never done these things, you think, oh, that's a lot. That's too much. I ain't got time in my busy day. Well, breath work, you can do driving to work. Self Reiki, you can do in the shower as you're getting ready for your day. So it's learning these tools and being able to pull them out of that tool bag whenever. But definitely, if you find yourself speaking negatively, have those negative thoughts about yourself, with the knowing of how difficult it is to stop them, I am proof that it is possible. You can. And I mean, itty bitty, teeny tiny, millimeter like size positive thoughts can still turn that negative self-talk around. You just want to, if you got one negative thought, throw 2 to 3 positive out.
It's easy to tell where you're at. Go to the mirror as soon as you can, not if you're driving, as soon as you can. Look in the mirror. What do you say to yourself? What are you thinking? Right. You'll know right away. So that's where the accountability and self-responsibility can come into play. Like, do it for yourself and see what you're thinking. And then to add on to what Joe was saying with this mirror work, use your voice. The reason why we want to use our voice is because it produces sound. And that vibration is a form of energy. So if you're saying, I'm really strong, versus I'm really strong, it's gonna be a big difference. So you'll know when you say it, whether you're being real with yourself or not.
Right. And you, at first you are a little weaker. I mean, if you've never done it before, you're gonna be at that I'm really strong. But it takes the confidence and courage to look in the mirror and say, I'm a sexy motherfucker, because it does. That was one of the tasks I was given in the art of learning self-love, was literally go in front of the mirror and speak highly positive of yourself and say it with such confidence. And it was the goofiest thing I ever did, because I would, I've done mirror work before that task was given to me. So I understood the concept, but I would always just look in the mirror like, you got this, you can do this. We love you. You're going to do great things, or whatever I needed that day. But when I was told to go literally look at my physical self, then look myself in the eye and tell myself I'm a sexy mofo, that was intimidating. I was like, no, because at that moment in life, I did not feel I was attractive.
You didn't believe it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've had so many negative things pounded into my head throughout my life. So believing it, I was that scared, shy, lacking courage, type of guy where I needed a few weeks of doing it daily to really feel it, to really speak it with confidence. So again, give yourself that time to grow. It's important.
I'm telling you, man, that just brought up a whole nother line of thought too. Like you said, people told you this and that, right? You felt a lack.
Yep.
None of us are actually in lack. It's a false belief. None of us are in.
That's where it goes to the reflection you spoke of earlier.
That's where it goes to reflection.
That lack that was being placed on me was from them. That was how they viewed themselves, and they viewed it so strongly that they had to tell everyone else it.
Take it one step further. That's how you felt about yourself. Reverse it. Like, say it for yourself, because it's only coming from within if you're looking at the reflection work. That's how Ho'oponopono works. You take the entire universe essentially and you take it upon yourself to try to heal it and be with it. And just, you can do it singly too, with people. You can do it with situations.
You brought up Ho'oponopono. I've heard a few different ways of it. So what way are you referring?
You repeat the phrases. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
Okay.
I did hear there's a fifth one or something like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard a few different modifications, and
yeah,
I just want
that was the original one that I learned.
Yeah, that's the one I like to refer to as well. And there's times where I will be driving in the vehicle and I'll stop at a light and I'll look in the mirror and I'll go through that Ho'oponopono, because that road rage, that dude that pissed me off, whatever happened, I need to bring myself back to the moment, back to now, get back in alignment, because I don't want to live in that anger. I don't want to fall back into that depression. So that Ho'oponopono real quickly will help, snap me back out of things.
Yeah, and it's a very powerful tool, because you can also, like, I also use it when I see like ambulances or police cars going like at full speed going somewhere, because if I'm witnessing it, therefore I needed to see that for some reason. And if I needed to see that for some reason, then I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and I hope that everyone's safe and gets well or is better off, or whatever's happening is resolved, whatever that thought process becomes. And you can do it with everything. It's so funny, man. Like sometimes I'll just sit in meditation repeating it over and over again to the universe.
Then you start feeling like you're levitating, because that energy, that vibration just lifts you up. I love that.
It's so insane. It makes you feel so cool. Dude, when I'm inside my head, I was just dreaming last night. I was like, man, I wish I could get these dreams out there somehow. And so I approach everything. So part of my thing is I want to like take stuff like positive ways, take stuff like feel great, and get other people involved in that kind of stuff. And I want to create a community of people sending out positive energy, right? Mm-hmm. And to do that, I also want to make like a production company to make like cool cartoons kind of, but that actually follow certain things. Like if it's based on a book series, it's going to be very detailed, very based on that book. You know what I mean? And it's got to be like so detailed that it's like it follows, like it's like you're reading the book. Because I find that lacking in society and how to teach people things, whatever that is. So whether it's a book or whether it's a cool idea or whether it's something else, I don't know. It's use your imagination, right? But to dream that much and to have others dreaming that much and to really like be able to send it out is like my nerdiest thought right now. I just love to think about stuff like that. Like, how many people can we affect?
That's why you're our dream concierge, because you're helping all of us bring our dreams to our realities. And thank you for that, brother.
Yeah, man. No, I love to do it. This is like a blast for me. This is like where I really like geek out. I do. And I love to do that. I wanted you to do a card pull for our audience today.
Right on. Well, I got the Rebel deck in front of me. Why not? And yeah, like I said earlier, the Rebel deck is a fun little deck that I got. And I got it because it can be pretty rude. There's a little bit of cursing, there's a little bit of dark humor, but all in all, It's a good deck. Am I pulling just for the call? Or would you like me to pull for you?
Yeah, you could, I don't guess, how about one for me?
It's for the call. It's for the call because that's what flew out right after.
There you go, for the call. Yes.
You got a feeling. Wait, you got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside you, listen to that shit. I don't know if it'll show.
It does a little bit. Nice.
A little blurry.
A little blurry. Nice. I like that.
Oh yeah, you got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside you, listen to that shit. So there you go. Go within, listen to that shit. Trust that intuition, trust yourself. Know that you know what is best for you. Turn that outside chatter off and step forward little by little and achieve those dreams.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So thank you for joining us on Positive Waves. This is Matthew Collinson
And Joseph Somma.